So the cool people at Byte Hockey were kind enough to send me over a few sticks for review. In this first review I'm going to talk about two sticks specifically. They are the ZT400, which is a white and black stick, and the ZT200, which is a black and blue stick. The 400 is an 85% carbon extreme low bow with an oval handle, a flat area down the back of the shaft and a groove in the shaft as well. The 200 is a 90% carbon stick. It's an extreme low bow with a groove in the shaft. When it comes to feel on the ball, they were both very similar. The 200 has a higher carbon percentage, while the 400 has that flat section on the back of the stick, which improves the stiffness of the feel on the ball. So when it came to dribbling and control, both had a very similar amount of responsiveness when dribbling. You could feel the ball moving around on the stick. You got a little bit more feedback from the 200 just because of that higher carbon percentage, transferring a little bit more of that feedback up through the stick. In terms of actually dribbling with the sticks, I personally preferred the 400 because I really like the oval grip. It gives you a lot more precision when you're dribbling and you have a lot more control over the direction of the stick. Both of these sticks feature an extreme low bow, so it's very easy to get under the ball if you want to use 3D skills. When it comes to hitting, the 200 had great power. That 90% carbon percentage gives you a good power transfer when you're hitting the ball, and it had a really nice sweet spot. The stick was also really well balanced for hitting, with the weight being not too high that the head of the stick felt very light, but not too low so it felt like you were swinging a sledgehammer. The 400 stick with the oval grip was great for hitting. Because of that oval grip, it stops the stick twisting in your hand, so if you don't hit with the sweet spot, if you hit just too high, the stick doesn't turn in your hand and it preserves that accuracy. The flat area on the back again increases the stiffness of the stick, but with that lower carbon percentage you got a little less feedback and a little less vibration when you mishit the ball. Again, it had an excellent power transfer when you were hitting, and both sticks, because of the shaping, were really good for slider passes. Both sticks had a really nice reverse edge. I personally preferred the 200 slightly, just because it was a little bit of a thinner edge, so it gave you much more control of the height of the ball. So it was easier to get under the ball and lift it high if you were wanting to shoot. In terms of general reverse stick use, the 400 was fantastic because that flat area gives you a big thick edge. It was great for hitting the ball flat, so I was much more confident using it to play passes. As I say, with the 400, because of the flat area giving you that thicker reverse edge, it did make it a little more difficult to get under the ball when you were wanting to shoot. Both sticks had excellent power transfer because of their stiffness due to the high carbon. You could get a lot of power through the ball and really fire it into the corners. When it came to flicking, both sticks were an extreme low bow, both had a shaped head, so both were excellent for getting under the ball and it was very easy to generate power when flicking. If you wanted to utilise the bow a little bit, you could add a little bit of extra power, but also you had a lot of control if you wanted to give a lifted pass to a teammate. When it came to 3D skills, both were excellent again. That 3D shaping of the head combined with the extreme low bow made it was very easy to get under the ball and execute little lifts to take the ball over a stick and into a space. Much like with flicking with overheads, both sticks really excelled. They both feature an extreme low bow, they both have a shaped head, they both have a groove in the shaft, so you could really utilise the bow and move the ball up into the shaft to generate extra power onto your overheads, so you could really throw the ball easily over half a pitch. There was a little bit of practice required when using the bow and the grooves to generate that extra power to maintain accuracy. Within a few practice overheads, I think you could confidently be able to land it within a couple of yards of a teammate. When it came to drag flicking, both sticks again were excellent, both featuring an extreme low bow and a groove in the shaft. Because of the stiffness of the 200 stick, it meant it was great for picking up the ball and transferring that power through because there was very little flex. You could easily pick the ball up and, with correct technique, motivate the ball into the groove in the shaft to generate a lot of power and deception. My personal favourite again in this field was the 400. The groove in the shaft I felt was a little bit more usable, and also with that oval handle you had much more control over the head of the stick while you were flicking, meaning that you could turn it the slightest angle to give it a small lift, or turn it slightly more to put the ball into the top of the net with confidence because you could feel with the shape of the handle exactly the angle of the stick. So both of these sticks were excellent. I really enjoyed using both of them. My personal favourite was probably the 400, just because I preferred the oval handle and the benefits that that has, but that is something that is very much personal preference and takes some getting used to. I was also a big fan of the flat area on the back, giving that increased stiffness feel, while having some of the benefits of having a lower carbon percentage. So that 85% carbon really played like a 90 or a 95% carbon stick, but with less vibration when not hitting the ball cleanly. Both of these sticks are amazing value for money, both being available for around £150 at full price. I think you would be happy with using either of these sticks. The 400, especially if you're coming from the Adidas low bow range where they've got that flat section on the back. Thank you very much for watching. If you would be so kind as to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, it really helps us out. If you want to support further, there are links in the description to take you to my website where I sell t-shirts and grips and stuff like that. Or you can go over to Patreon and join. It costs from £1 a month and it really helps keep things rolling and helps us run more giveaways and do more reviews.